Hey, good morning. Joe Deary, Powerful Improvements, Putnam, Connecticut. I'm out here with my new friend, Mike, today.
How you guys doing today?
We found each other on YouTube. He's been following me, had some questions, and he lives in the next state over and is going to be starting his own business in Florida and wanted to come hang out with me for the day and see the setup and maybe, build his own similar. So we're going to be working on a log cabin today, and I'm going to give you guys a quick look. So we got this log cabin to do. This hasn't been washed for a few years. It's not too crazy. A lot of dust and grime on it, not really a lot of mold. This carriage shed garage I did last year, and it still looks fantastic. Did that with the X-Jet, put about a 2% on there, and then it was sealed, and it still looks fantastic. So again, we're gonna do that same process here, except that we're 12 volting instead of X-Jetting today, because that's my new system. Last year I was only X-Jetting, that's all I did. So I'm gonna be 12 volting all of this, and we're gonna show you around the property a little bit as we go. We've got all of our hoses pulled. We pulled straight from the truck, straight out to that woods line, reeled off another 10 or 15 feet, cut it back around. So we're starting on the back side of the log cabin. We're gonna come around here, clean in the driveway, and end on the porch. So all my hoses are right here, easy to roll up. I've got my 60 gallons of foaming 12 volt batch made in the back there. I'm running about 2.5%. Some of that is dregs that have been left over, so it's not an exact science, but I'm running at least 2.5%. I emptied out my downstreaming tank, chemical stuff that was in there. Plus I had maybe 10 gallons of wash from yesterday, and I heated it up with a little fresh SH out of that container. So we're good to go. Mike's gonna be following me with the X-Jet to rinse on the power washer. But first we're gonna come over here and take a look. I'm gonna do this back deck a little bit. Now, again, nothing too crazy. This is gonna be a chemical wash. I'm not applying pressure, but the deck is kind of dirty, but it's gonna come very fresh. The cabin is very dark, but again, I'm expecting good results. And I'm running the Gilmore gun today. Switching out of the J-Rod. I wanna put a nice fan on here. This gives me the ability to fan low and beam high, which you guys are gonna see in a minute. And of course, I've got my trusty 10-foot ladder set up. Not shy about using ladders. There's no shame in it, helping you get the right angle instead of struggling. So we do that all the time, and that ladder will be following me around today. So I'm gonna go back to the truck, fire things up, and we're good to go. You guys can see the transition right there, angled off under the window. Let's see, right there. Okay, obviously where I've cleaned and where I haven't cleaned. So this mix is working just the way we want it to. Again, we're at about 2% with 64 ounce of LA Awesome in a 60 gallon drum. We're cranking right along. That side is done. Looks fantastic. Big difference. Clients will be real happy. We got this back side of the house done with the dormer. Big Mike just went up there and took a bird's nest down from the light, so I don't have to dump a bunch of water in there. And we got this deck nice and freshened up. It's not perfect, but definitely refreshed, and we'll get better over time because the SH will continue to work a little bit. Now I'm hitting the driveway side. We got the fan, which we like, and then the needle.
There we got Joe hitting it with the Gilmore, easily hitting the 2-story peaks, getting up around the soffit, and then as you can see, he's working his way down, creating a cascading effect with the hose. And as you can, not sure if you can tell from here, but he's pushing the water along the side of the house, easily rinsing everything off, leaving no streaks, making it easier and doing it right. And now he's just doing the same thing here on the other side with the cascading effect, getting up around the soffits, working from the peak, pushing it to the side and bringing it back down. Get that all the way up there for you. Didn't use the ladder, we brought it out just in case, but as you can see, we're just hitting everything from the ground. It's always good to be prepared.
So we got done on this project. Came out fairly well. Pretty happy with it. Under the porch here came very clean. Up inside there is real nice. Railings all came out nice. This is the first side we washed over here. So this has had half an hour or so to sit here. And it looks real good. Very happy. Of course, the color transitions a little bit as you get up under the eaves there. That's natural. That's how it's gonna look. Real nice back here. And again, we did that carriage shed last year and that has held up surprisingly well, honestly. We're out here in the woods, pine trees, dark out here. Mike's reeling things up for me. And this is the final side. This is the darkest, dirtiest side. We're pretty happy with it. So we let the client know and we're out and we're heading to the next job. All right, we're out here on job number 2. We've got this nice little bungalow cape and it's got some good filth on it, which is all gonna come off. We're gonna do a little bit of 12 volting here to use up our mix from the last job. And we're gonna do some downstreaming as we use up the 12 volt mix. So we've got some nice gray soffits up in there that are aluminum. Those are gonna come out beautifully clean. And we've got a lot of filth on the siding. We got this little garage and this is pretty dirty on this side. That's nice, and that's where we're gonna start using up our 12 volt mix from the log cabin that we just washed. I just cut it about in half, so I am shooting about 1% here, and we're gonna jump right in. That nasty spot came perfectly clean. Haven't even rinsed it yet. That's just the 12 volt mix. And we've been here 10 minutes. I got 2/3 of this barn done already.
So we switched off the 12 volt. We're gonna downstream this side. Joe's getting the J-rod on the lance. And then you know it's gonna be about 12 seconds. We're just waiting until we see the mix coming out, the soap. So there it goes. About the same time every time. So just like before, you know, we're starting at the bottom, avoid any streaks. And then we're just working our way up to the top. Avoiding the windows. Trying to avoid spotting or streaking. Now guys, if you haven't tried it personally, for me downstreaming, using a 12 volt salt wash pump, using the X-Jet to rinse is definitely the way to go. Something I've seen in Joe's videos for a while, but being out here and doing it hands-on, I really like it. I believe that's what I'm gonna do going forward myself. So you can see we're hitting the peaks on the ground, don't have to use the ladder. Getting all the way up into the eaves, the soffits. Here we go, we're gonna let that dwell for a few minutes and move on. Here we go, we're switching over to the high pressure. We're gonna run the soap out, just like before. Before the soap runs out, we're gonna use the high pressure soap and hit the eaves all the way back up to the top, get them one more time. Just to make sure we don't miss anything. And if you can't see it, the yellow is just waterfalling, cascading down the siding. we hit that real well. This is what the customer was concerned about. I believe why this guy called Joe is that he tried this in the past last year himself, and he was not able to reach those using his pressure washer. By using our soft wash system, we were able to easily get it quickly, efficiently, and perfectly. But it does go to show you the difference between a do-it-yourselfer and a professional is your chemical mix. That does make all the difference. Switch just around to the other side.
Done for the day. Mike and I had a great time. We're going to bid him adieu. He's off to Florida to start his own company, and we wish him well. Again, Mike, it was a pleasure to meet you, buddy.
Oh, pleasure having me out here, Joe.
And
I really appreciate it.
You have a good time in Florida, man.
Yeah, definitely. Pay attention, guys. Hit the like button down below. Like, yeah, it's definitely a lot of help.
I appreciate
Definitely learned
it.
a few things.
All right, brother. See you later.
Good one.